Lawn Gnome, and welcome to a very special tag. I have not been tagged in this video, but my friend Ellie Marie over at Ellie Marie Productions did us a fantastic favor by trying to locate all over YouTube to see if there is in fact a Back to the Future tag. On October 21st, 2015 is the day in which Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown came to the future in Back to the Future Part 2. Of course, this tag did not arrive in time for me to actually try and attempt to do this, but basically, she found a whole bunch of Back to the Future tags that were actually in German, and she decided to try and translate them as best as she could. So there's no reason why I shouldn't do this tag, because Back to the Future is my all-time favorite film. I love the entire trilogy. Today is October 26th, 2015, and we all know that in the very first Back to the Future, Marty goes to 1955 on October 26th, 1985, and you will all be seeing this on November 12th, 2015, and November 12th, 1955 is when Marty, in the first film, goes from 1955 back to 1985. So, there are 6 questions. They're very interesting. They have nothing to do with the movie, but it is all about the concept of time travel. So let's begin with question number 1, and that is, what would you like to use to travel through time? Now, of course, I would love to go with the DeLorean because, like Dr. Brown said, if you're gonna go time traveling, why not do it with some style? But I'm actually going to go with Stewie Griffin's time travel pad that he uses with his time machine when he travels through time. Only because of the fact that if you're gonna use a TARDIS, or if you're gonna use a DeLorean, there's a very, very good chance that someone in that time period, especially if you're going back into the past, is going to realize that there is something that just doesn't fit in this picture. With the little time travel pad that Stewie Griffin has, you can fold it up, you can put it into your satchel, and everything is good. Nobody will know that you are a time traveler unless you purposely do not dress the part. Question number 2 is, would you take someone to go with you in your time travels? Yes, I would, but 2 specific people for 2 specific kinds of time traveling. If I am to go into the past, I have to take my fiancée with me because she's a history teacher, and who wouldn't want to see history come to life? And because she knows so much, she can definitely prepare me for what I may actually encounter. With the future, I'd like to go with my good friend, the notorious Mr. Beagle, because we're very good friends. And if there's anybody I know out there that is set for an adventure to explore things that we've never actually encountered, I have to go with someone who just loves to do that. Question number 3 is, would you travel to the future or would you travel to the past? I would prefer to travel to the past. As cool as the future may be, we're going into the unknown. Take a look at Back to the Future 2 and look at how many things Robert Zemeckis and his team got right and wrong. If I'm to go into the past, at least I will have the ability and the resources to do some research on how to dress, how to act, what to say, what not to do, and I will be a little bit more prepared for my time travels when I do in fact go into the past. Question number 4 is, what time period would you like to visit? There's so many different ways to go, but I have to say the late 1950s into the late 1960s, only because of the fact that this is a time, especially in America, where the world, in America's eyes, really changed. So many landmark achievements, memories, milestones happened within that time frame. The 50s also because of the fact that it was a real time of innocence, like the real golden years, especially for family life and television, but with the 60s you had everything from the assassination of JFK, the Vietnam War, the Beatles, the Mets winning the World Series in 1969. Why would I not want to see any of that? The 5th question is, what would you take with you? Ultra soft toilet paper, a camera, plenty of AA batteries, bottled water, and money. If I'm going to travel back into the past at least a couple of decades, I would definitely be able to scrounge up some coins that were from the 1960s and 50s, and maybe even before that. And because of the fact that I'll be able to dig for a decent amount of money, prices are much different then than they are now, I'll probably be able to get a lot more for a lot less. And the 6th and final question is, would you travel back to the present? The answer is yes, only because of the fact that I just love where I am and I love my way of life, although If I did not want to go back, it would only be because of the fact that I time traveled back to 1977 to 1990, because that would give me the opportunity to live my childhood years. Even though I was born in 1981, 1977, I kind of want to see the original Star Wars on the big screen. I mean, which Star Wars fan wouldn't? But to see if my adult years in the 80s would in fact be better than my actual years in the 80s as a very young kid. Would they be better or would they be worse? I just want to see that. And as an adult, I'd like to maybe see a couple of movies that I've never seen on the big screen, like Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, The Great Mouse Detective, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wall Street, Goodfellas. I mean, why wouldn't I want to do that? And of course, I would also want to get my hands on a brand new Nintendo Entertainment System, and also bring a whole bunch of games back with me, because it would be great to have a little bit of my childhood in perfect condition with me as an adult. So that's it, guys. That is the Back to the Future tag. Ellie Marie, thank you so much for finding this and doing this for all of us Back to the Future fans. And now it's time for me to tag some people, and I'm going to tag a whole bunch of people that I have not tagged before, because I feel it's time for some of my newfound friends and subscribers to start getting tagged in these amazing tags. So I am going to tag David Durant, Aaron Saldana, A Basket Casey Reads, April Sarah, Flick Fanatics, and Christy the Book Slayer, specifically because she is doing her own Literature Through Time series that she has dubbed Back to the Future. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I hope you all had a fantastic Back to the Future day. But I gotta get going because I'm running late for a few errands, so I gotta get back in time. You see what I just did there? I'll catch you later. Actions speak louder than words.